Oh, Miss New York.
She works once in a while on Saturdays.
Yes.
She's done on Saturdays.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. I was trying to...
You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
And as I rounded the bend, there in front of me was a Carmelite sister for the aged infirm in the old habit on a John Deere lawnmower.
I didn't like the habit at all. It was very drab. It was all brown, no color, nothing on it.
I didn't care for sisters much. And so they kept talking about going up to see them. And I said yes, I would. But I really didn't have the intention of going up.
But as anyone will tell you, God does indeed work in mysterious ways.
I drove into the driveway and there were so many deer on either side. And I was reminded of the Psalm 42, you know, as a deer longs for running water, so my soul longs for you.
In today's fast-paced 24/7 society, the thought of entering religious life can seem daunting for those making the decision, and sometimes confusing for family and friends.
Originally, my dad was really disappointed. He wanted me to, perhaps marry and have a family. And people that I worked with, one of them gave me 3 months.
I had written for information, and it usually took about a week to 2 weeks for the information to arrive, and when it did, I would receive this information, look through it, and say, what the heck were you thinking?
But God continued to pursue me, and as much as I at times tried to put it aside.
The first thing they'll tell you is, I don't have a clue, but for some reason there is something that is calling me, and in effect it is someone who is calling them, and it is the Lord.
For the women who answer that call, it is a time of excitement, wonder, and even doubt. Is God calling me to live this life? Will I be able to live my life by the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience?
The vows are taken just like marriage vows, freely, and being aware, the deep awareness of what that entails as much as possible.
Obedience is doing what the Lord asks us to do. Poverty is not owning, not having, to be able to be freed to do what the Lord wants. And chastity is the same. Chastity is giving up a marriage to one person and one family to be able to reach out to whoever the Lord puts in my place.
The journey of becoming a Carmelite sister for the aged and infirm begins with an 8-month postulancy, after which a woman receives her habit and becomes a member of the community as a novice.
And I felt such a oneness with the community at that moment. And in fact, as I walked in, I started looking at them, and I thought I better look straight ahead to where I'm supposed to be going.
Oh, it was beautiful. I couldn't even eat. I was so excited. It's like, the sisters asked me, are you gonna eat? I'm like, I'm just like too excited. I can't, I was just in such an awe.
After a period of very early formation, the sisters make their profession of vows. This is just another step in their journey with God.
It's a continual call. It's not just that call, but it's a continual daily call.
It's not like we make a vow that day and then we forgot that. No, the life we live that's the life we committed ourselves, and that is our vow.
The mission is based on the vision of Mother Angeline Teresa, who, as a little sister of the poor, saw a need in the realm of caring for the elderly. The year was 1929, the time of the Great Depression. Mother Angeline Teresa and 6 other sisters of the same congregation felt the call to care for the aged in the spirit and customs of the American traditions. Thus was the founding of the Carmelite Sisters for the Aged and Infirm, the first American congregation founded to care exclusively for the elderly.
She saw more that she wanted to do for the old people. And it bothered her so much that she had to pursue it. So much so that she left the Little Sisters and started our congregation.
She inspired the sisters to care for the elderly with a professionalism and also with a personal respect for each individual resident that would come under our care.
Mother had the concept of allowing married couples to share a room, allowing a pub in the area in the evening so that they could come down for a little social area, to go out on trips, to come up to the country.
She was a courageous woman, a woman of great faith. She was a woman of joy, and I don't think she ever came to know the impact she had on people.
And that impact is still felt today at every home that is served with the care and compassion of the Carmelite Sisters for the Aged and Infirm, who hold dear to their hearts the words of Mother Angeline Teresa, to clasp the hand of an aging person and give meaning to the autumn of life.
They've survived so many losses, some of them 2 world wars, some of them now, their spouses, their families are gone. Now their health is breaking down, and yet they have this resilience and gift of survival, gift of life.
We minister to a wonderful segment of society that needs our love and needs our compassion and needs the heart that we bring to all that we do in the spirit of Mother Angeline.
When someone comes to our facility, they don't come to die. They come to live out the days that they have. And it's our responsibility to provide quality of life to those days.
Some of the residents have described the parties, the entertainments, the joy, the fact that they can still enjoy things in their later years.
The sisters also provide many opportunities for all residents, regardless of their religion, to practice their faith. They recognize the importance of spirituality in the lives of the elderly.
The people that are under our care are already starting a spiritual journey back to the Lord.
The sisters are not only involved in the nursing care of the residents, they also minister through various positions such as administration, social service, rehabilitation, pastoral care, clerical, and many other departments. Sisters performing a variety of functions work together to contribute to the quality of life for those entrusted to their care.
Sisters do all kinds of different types of jobs here that maybe you don't consider it a traditional sister's job, but any work for the Lord is a sister's job, and we do quite a few of them here.
The work that the sisters and staff do encompasses not only the care of their residents, but also the support of family and friends.
To put that much trust into somebody and that much faith into having somebody take care of that loved person so much.
Yet while the sisters do so much for their residents, all will tell you that it's really the other way around.
It's paradoxical. We need them more than they need us to care for them, because they live at a level that can teach us what we cannot know with our heads.
Each one has a story, and they want to tell you about themselves and their husband and their children and their life and where they've been, and it's nice to be able to be treated as an individual.
While the sisters do everything to make the lives of their residents as unique and as joyful as possible, there is always one inevitability.
You know, we expect our parents and our siblings to live on forever, and that's a difficult thing when you have to let them go.
And we usually are the last people they see before they die, so that when they close their eyes, and we sometimes whisper to them, "Go ahead and go, you're at peace, it's time, and the next time you open your eyes, you will see Jesus, and remember us to him."